Let's make sure we're live. Yep. If you want to, but you can put the link in the That's cool. That's on my channel. Alright, Shalom, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
So brothers from GMS Atlanta, myself, the brother Taziah One, and I have with me the brother Rob Lamar.
Shalom.
And through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakodash, we're going to edify the elect. So with that, of course, we're going to give all praises, all glory and honor to
Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakodash.
Double honor to the apostles, to the elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This particular stream is going to basically go into the persecution of Israel. You know, there's a lot of talk in Israel right now about the black identity extremists and how Esau is identifying Hebrew Israelites, or as they call mistakenly black Hebrew Israelites, as a part of this black identity extremism. Okay? First and foremost, I'm going to say this as a disclaimer. As being myself a member of Great Millstone, this brother here also, alright, as well as GMS Atlanta, we're not affiliated with any identity of black identity extremism. Okay, we are Hebrew Israelites. We are the Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. That's our heritage. That's where we come from. That's who the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Himself, that's what He has, that's the name that He has given us. Okay, as it says in the scriptures, it says that He has surnamed us Israel. Okay, so we do not identify, once again, we do not identify as black Hebrew Israelites. We are simply the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? But yeah, you got Esau, you know, he's pushing this narrative, putting this narrative out there that anybody that identifies with their, basically their identity, who they are, their, you know, however they identify themselves, especially among so-called black, so-called African Americans, okay, you know, whoever identifies themselves amongst their own people, they're extremists, okay? Now, that's something that's really been in the works, okay, going all the way back to the mainly the 60s, going all the way back to the Black Panther Party, when you had COINTELPRO, okay, COINTELPRO, which was led by, I believe, I got a book too, by the way. I got a book. I gotta see if I can get that book. I think either I got the book. I think I got the book, or maybe at another location I can find the book. But there was a book. There was a book dealing with Edgar Hoover, and Hoover was at one point the head of the CIA. And I think at that point, with the COINTELPRO, it went down to Bush. When I say Bush, I mean George H.W. Bush, and COINTELPRO. Basically, what happened was they were basically infiltrating. They sent out so-called blacks to infiltrate different groups, mainly the Black Panthers and the Civil Rights movements of the 60s. So there was a lot of intelligence that came out during that time. There was a movie that the apostles and the elders, they recommend, which was called The Spook That Sat by the Door, which there's a scene in that movie where it tells them about how they were going to go into neighborhoods and you know, basically start riots. Now I believe this actually came after the 1968 Watts riots. I believe it was the Watts riots. It was riots after a lot of Jake had found out that Martin Luther King was shot and killed, Malcolm X was shot and killed. So there were a lot of people that actually gravitated towards the Black Panther movement at that time. Now here it is, you got the so-called Black Panthers, or they call themselves the Black Panthers. They were all about. Now that of course they say, we know they were about the community, but they armed themselves with guns and weapons. All right, but in truth and reality, the Israelites, and that's not something that our people are to go to first for a source of power and guns and weapons. Okay. There's a scripture that, let me see if I can find it real quick, but there's a scripture that says that we're not to go to the sword first. And I'm just giving a quick history real quick on let's see. Just a quick history on Israel and their extremism, because the Black Panthers were the main extreme group. They had guns, they had weapons, but how were they getting the guns? How were they getting the weapons? Okay? And that was back when everybody was identifying themselves as black. So here it is, you had Esau, the so-called white man, be able to use COINTELPRO and other infiltrators to actually label these groups, okay, under a certain particular category. But also during the same time, that's the time when you had the school going back to New York and One West being established, okay, underneath King Mashal, High Priest Ariah, High Priest Yaquab, okay. You had the 7 on down into Apostle Har and the rest of the apostles and the elders, okay. So you had it to where Israel was, being established, okay. And there were certain times through the history from what apostles and elders told us that, we were being, watched, okay. Or the school back then was being watched, even up until this day in the internet age, the Wi-Fi age, okay. So now you have the way Esau has this this document. I believe it's actually from 1999. Where you have this called Project Megiddo. Okay, now Project Megiddo, on that actual list of Project Megiddo, it identifies Hebrew Israelites or black Hebrew Israelites as a threat to the establishment of the New World Order coming into the new millennium. Okay? So this black identity extremism has been something that's been around for decades. This isn't something new, okay? But it's something that we, as brothers in the faith now, okay, 2018, we have to come to grips and come to terms with, okay? That the so-called white man has an established dossier, okay, on this, on this type of free speech, because here in America, we underneath the Bill of Rights and the Constitution and the different amendments, we are supposed to have the right of free speech, okay? Able to, matter of fact, also, okay, we're also to have freedom of religion, okay, to express our faith as we see fit, okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I got the scripture I was looking for here. But so this whole black identity extremism, it's been something that Esau has been looking at and having a scope on for decades. And this us in the truth today, as Hebrew Israelites, it's not nothing new. Okay. But we're not to take up arms. Matter of fact, can you get Matthew? Matter of fact, Matthew 10:16. Hold that real quick. Okay, but we're not to take up arms or anything that's supposed to defend us against this man's system, because that's not how the Heavenly Father has been dealing with Israel. That's what the Black Panthers were doing. Mm-hmm. That's something that Malcolm X and the different Islamic groups were teaching. Mm-hmm. Nation of Islam, if a man hits you, hit him back. That's where they get that from. You go to school, they say, if a kid hits you, hit him back. Yeah. That's where the black women get that from. Mm-hmm. But this black identity extremism is something that's been a part of black culture, okay? So-called African American culture for the last 40, 50 years, okay? And it's not to be so. The Heavenly Father is not dealing with Israel. Hebrew Israelites as such, and we're a spiritual people. That's why I put the disclaimer out there that we're not to be identified as black identity extremists. Because here at Great Millstone, Hebrew Israelites, we don't go by swords, guns, grenade launchers, and Molotov cocktails. That's not how we fight our battle. Okay? When you go according to the scriptures, it's purely prophecy. And that's what the basis of this lesson is. Okay? The persecution of the Hebrew Israelites is biblical prophecy. It's simply biblical prophecy. Okay? Mm-hmm. And this is this is what we as Hebrew Israelites, and this goes to all the Hebrew Israelite groups. Mm-hmm. Everyone that believes that they're Hebrew Israelite, this is something that we have to come to grips with. That's right. It's biblical prophecy. That's right. This is something that you have to get guns, you have to get knives and swords and make sure you're registered. Make sure that you're following the 13th, 14th Amendment. Practicing your rights. You don't have to do that. Nope. Okay? You don't need to do that. Yahweh Shai has a defense mechanism for Israel. That's right. Okay? Now I'm going to read this scripture real quick. Matter of fact,
that Matthew.
Okay, read that.
Matthew 10:16. Okay, Matthew 10:16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves."
So when Yahweh Shai sent out the disciples and the apostles, he sent us out as sheep among wolves. Now we know that wolves in nature devour sheep. They eat sheep. Okay? They hunt and they kill in packs and they eat sheep. So these wolves are going to come in packs and droves looking to devour whatever sheep they can. Okay? Mm-hmm. But that's why the Spirit is upon a shepherd, a leader, whether it's the head of a camp or an elder, okay, or an apostle sent out to watch over the flock. That's right. Because when the wolves are sent out, you have a shepherd that's over the sheep. That's right. That watches and warns the sheep and then leads the sheep out of the way. That's right. Baba Mashah, can I get John 10? Real quick. Where he says, "I'm the good shepherd." I believe it's John the 10th chapter. Okay? Because this is the spirit of Yahweh Shai. That's how we're supposed to, have ourselves defended or look to be defended and to defend ourselves.
Start at verse 1, right?
The
3.
Well, yeah, come. Let's see. Go ahead.
This is John 10 and 1. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you."
Now this is in red in his brother's book, so this is Yahweh Shai speaking. Okay.
It says, "I say unto you, he that enter not by the door of the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is as a thief and a robber. But he that enter in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep." And to him the potter openeth, and the sheep heareth his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out.
Right, so if you're a good shepherd, we'll jump down to verse 14.
Okay.
If you're a good shepherd, you're going to lead the flock out, man.
That's right.
Okay? And that's what the apostles, the great ministers on the door, they're warning us, they're leading us out. That's what the other camp leaders and brothers are doing. Okay? What we're doing by doing these videos, we're in the likeness of Yahweh Shai and the Holy Spirit. We're leading you out of the way of, wrongful persecution. Okay? Because you have men that are not going to lead you the right way.
That's right.
All right? This is why we put the disclaimer out there. We are not to be identified as black identity extremists. We are simply Hebrew Israelites that follow the Holy Scriptures.
That's right.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay?
Hey, and the scriptures say, woe to the shepherd that mislead the flock, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the good shepherds, verse 14, it says, I am the good shepherd, and I know my sheep, and I am known of mine.
Right. And that's Yahweh Shai speaking.
That's right.
Okay, Yahweh Shai is the good shepherd. He knows his sheep, okay, that they are his. So the elect, the ones that are chosen, those are the ones that are going to be led away, like we read in the first verse up top, led away unto righteousness. But then you're going to have these false prophets and these false shepherds that's going to lead you the wrong way. That includes these guys that call themselves black, whether it be the Black Panthers, whether it be these black Hebrew Israelites. Because we're not black Hebrew Israelites.
Right.
Okay? We are Hebrew Israelites.
Hebrew Israelites.
1 Corinthians 11 and 22.
I got it for you right here.
Okay.
1 Corinthians 11 and 22. It says, what? Have we not houses to eat and to drink in? Or despise ye the church?
Second
Corinthians. That's what I was holding right there.
Okay? We are not black Hebrew Israelites. We don't identify ourselves as black. There's nothing black about this truth. Okay? Alright? This is the light that's being shined in the world. And this is why the so-called white man wants to persecute us. Because the Hebrew Israelites have the light. We're not in darkness. Okay? Go ahead.
This is 2 Corinthians 11 and 22. It says, are they Hebrews? So am I. Right. So are they Hebrews? When you're going back to the history, when you're going back to the people of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Abraham, real quick, can I get Genesis 14 and I think 14? I know it's Genesis 14. Okay, Genesis 14 and
okay, it's not 14. Genesis 14 and 13.
Genesis 14 and 13. And there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew.
Abram. Okay, Abram, all right, also known as Abraham, was known as the Hebrew. Was he known as black?
The Hebrew.
No, the black Hebrew.
The Hebrew.
So he was known as the Hebrew. Okay, go ahead.
For he dwelt in the plain of Moriah the Amorite, brother of how do you pronounce that? Eshcol. And brother of Aner.
Yep.
And these were confederate with Abraham.
Right, with Abram. Okay, so Abram was known. So these men that were around Abram, that's the Hebrew right there. So Abram was known as the Hebrew.
Yeah.
That's why when you go into the book of Exodus, and can I get Exodus the first chapter? We were never known as black.
Right.
Okay, we're not black. We don't identify as black identity streams. We were never known as black. Go to the book of Exodus chapter 1. All right, and Exodus chapter 1, and I want to get the specific verse. Mama Bashai. Okay. Start at 13.
Okay, Exodus 1 and 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
Right, right. Okay. So the children that came after Abram, his descendants were known as also Israel. Mm-hmm. So you had Abram the Hebrew, his sons later were known as Israel. Keep going.
It says, and the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives.
To the Hebrew midwives, go ahead.
Of which the name of one was Sapphira, and the name of the other Parah.
Yep, go ahead.
And he said, when ye do the office of the midwife to the Hebrew women,
the Hebrew women, which is also known as Israel, go ahead.
And to see them upon the stool, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then ye shall she shall live.
And that's the same. That's the that's it on that. And that's the same mind state that the so-called white man has today. He's taking the page out of the book of Exodus, the first chapter, by using that same strategy that the ancient Egyptians did, the Hamites, so-called Africans, black people, what they did to the ancient, our ancestors, the ancient Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
Back then, and keeping them in bondage and killing the sons.
That's right.
So we were never known as black. It didn't say Abram the black Hebrew.
Nope.
It didn't say Abram the black Jew or King David the black Jew. No, they were known as the Hebrew or the Israelites. Okay? All right, so go back to 2 Corinthians 11:22.
Okay.
All the way up from Genesis, all in Exodus, all the way up until the New Testament.
Okay. Back in 2 Corinthians 11 and 22. Are they Hebrews? So am I.
So Paul himself is identifying himself. Paul is identifying himself not as a black identity extremist. That's not his identity. But he is a Hebrew.
That's right.
He said, so am I. Go ahead.
Are they Israelites?
And are they Israelites? So if you're an Israelite, you're a Hebrew. Going back to Abram or Abraham. You're a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Okay? You're a Hebrew Israelite. Go ahead.
So am I.
So Paul is a Hebrew Israelite. Go ahead.
It says, are they the seed of Abraham?
Are they the seed of Abraham? Abram the Hebrew, aka Abraham. Okay. The father of a multitude. All right, go ahead.
So am I.
So it's also Paul, which is from the tribe of Benjamin. Okay. So we don't identify as black anything. And for damn sure not black identity extremists, we're Hebrew Israelites. Okay? That's who we are. Alright? And we're the sheep that Yahweh himself is a shepherd over. So we're warning you, watch out for these guys, man. So go back to Matthew 10.
Matthew 10. Okay. Okay, Matthew 10 and 14, 16.
Who's just there?
Yeah, who's just there?
Matter of fact, you know what? Oh, you know what? It's like we didn't read Matthew 10 yet. We were holding on to that.
Okay, come.
We was reading. We was in. No, John 10. I said Matthew 10. Hold Matthew 10 because I need that. Go to John 10. So like I'm thinking like Matthew 10. Okay, John 10.
Okay.
All right.
This is
Matthew 10 was Bible Prashad.
Come. John 10 and we read 14. That's right.
Yeah. John 10 14.
John 10 verse 14, it says, I am the good shepherd and I know my sheep.
Right, Howard Shaw's a good shepherd, you know his sheep. Go ahead.
And I am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep.
Right, so this is what we saw, because Howard Shaw was a prophet. And a prophet's job is to warn the people.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
That's his job.
Come.
All right, that's what, so that's the duty of Yahweh Shah to lay down his life.
That's
Do me a
right.
favor, speak real quick.
Okay, come. Matter of fact, I'm going to read verse 11. Okay, just for further, it says, verse 11 in John 10, it says, I am the good shepherd. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giving his life for the sheep. That's right. See? So shouldn't you should, it's not hard to understand that I would want to be led by the shepherd that would give his life for the sheep. Okay? Versus a shepherd that's not going to look after the sheep. Okay? Which the Lord said, woe to them, okay, that mislead the flock. Okay? Woe to them. You see? So destruction to the shepherd that's going to mislead the flock, okay? But Yahweh Shai said he would give his life for the flock. You see? So you know he's not going to mislead the flock. So that's easy. You see? So we should try to do what? Be in that same spirit to hey, brothers that's over other brothers, okay? And us brothers that's following the spirit, okay, we should want to be, that's what you should want to follow. Make it simple. A shepherd that's going to do what? Look out for you. If you see the wolves, you see Esau coming from the left, right? And you want the flock to go right, then go right. Okay? Go right into safety. Go towards Yahweh Shai. You see?
Right, because you got these false shepherds out here, these false leaders. That's why when you go to John 10 and 1, right? Matter of fact,
John 10 and 1?
Go to John 10 and 1.
Okay, go back. It says, John 10 and 1, it says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door unto the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Right, so you got these false prophets that's going by a whole nother way, teaching a whole nother doctrine. Okay? Yahweh Shai never identified himself as a black identity extremist. He wasn't black. Okay? And the apostles and others have been doing lessons all this week on how Yahweh Shai, based off of what the Sakari said, okay, Yahweh Shai is not a black. He didn't say anything about being black. Okay? Matter of fact, since we're in John, now we go to Matthew 10. Go to Matthew 10 and read verse 5. This is Matthew 10 and 5. These 12 Yahweh Shai sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
So this was also known as the Great Commission. Okay? That's what Esau calls the Great Commission that Yahweh Shai gave his disciples, sending them out to teach the word. Go ahead.
It says, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
No, to black people.
To the house of Israel.
No, to the African Americans.
House of Israel.
To the Hispanics.
House of Israel.
To the Native and Seminole Indians.
House of Israel.
To the house of Israel.
That's right.
Yahweh Shai didn't say go to the blacks.
Nope.
He didn't say go to the red Indians.
To the house of Israel.
Okay, or go to the brown people.
House of Israel.
The Lord said go to the house of Israel.
Huh.
Okay, all the different tribes. Okay, but mainly He actually sent them out to go to the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. That was in the land during that time of Jerusalem and surrounding Galilee. And the other tribes that were scattered within. When you read the book of Luke, you had some tribe of Asher that was still mixed in. Okay? But he sent them out to the house of Israel, man.
That's right.
He didn't say go out to the blacks.
Nope.
So no, Yahweh Shai wasn't advocating for blacks.
Nope.
So you cut Alazar.
That's right.
Okay? You cut, man.
House of Israel.
All right? He sent them to the house of Israel.
That's right.
All right? So when Yahweh Shai warned us about these guys that go the other way, Sakar is one of them, man. Alazar and Sakar and Deacon Hakah and the rest of them guys, they're leading you astray. Okay? Yahweh Shai sent us out, okay, to go teach the Hebrew Israelites the truth about him being our Savior. And that's it. Okay? This is not the time for trying to, advocate for what America identifies us as. We're not advocates for America. We're advocates for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? There was another scripture. Let me see. So now, that was what, Matthew 10?
Matthew
so
10.
now jump down to
Okay.
Matthew 10 and I think 11.
Okay, Matthew 10 and 11. Okay. It says, and into whatever.
Okay, that actually might be 16. Yep, Matthew 10 and 16.
Okay, Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, or Yahweh Shai sent us as sheep among wolves. And then we ought to be harmless as doves. And that's how we go out. We don't have guns and, pistols and swords and things, when we go out to camp. Okay? We don't do that. We don't have staffs. Back in the day, brothers used to have staffs and sticks, Myself, I used to, have a staff going out, teaching. We don't have staffs no more. Because we're not a carnal people. We're not, this ministry is not a carnal ministry. Okay? This ministry is the ministry of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai through the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. That's why we say, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Because it's through the Holy Spirit are we going to get strength. Are we going to get power? Okay, so now brother, you can get Isaiah when you was looking with you had standard.
Okay, this is
okay. It should be 59:19.
Yep. This is Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, so shall the fear of the name of the Lord power.
Right. That's what I read again. Read this slower.
Okay. Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord.
So shall they, who is they? The elect. Men the Lord, the servants of the Heavenly Father. Go ahead. Fear the name. Go ahead.
From the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
From the west, from over here in the western hemisphere, we're going to fear the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
When the enemy shall come in like a flood.
And it's not Esau being the enemy right now, setting up the stage and the legislation to come against the Hebrew Israelites. Because we're all going to be a part of that category. Now, I mentioned about what was known as Project Megiddo a little bit earlier in the lesson. Project Megiddo was the legislation from the year 1998, 99.
99, yeah.
Yep, 99. That they had that dossier from certain members that identify themselves as Hebrew Israelites, or as they call Black Hebrew Israelites. Going back to this guy, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, in the 80s. And probably even certain information from the school in the One West in New York. My only Yahweh Ben Yahweh was in Miami, Florida back then, right? They they grouped us all as one group. And that's the thing about it. See, here it is, we're sitting here, we call ourselves Great Millstone. You got Israel United in Christ, you got Israel School of Universal Practical Knowledge, you got GLCC, okay? You got ICGJC, all these other Israelite groups, okay? Whatever alphabet, letter, whatever name, we at the end of the day, we all call ourselves Israelites. And that's all that Esau cares about. Esau's not worrying about whether or not this church or that church, of Christians. He's look, you identify as a Christian because when you look on the Project Megiddo, it just says those that believe in the millennium, or those that believe in the second coming of the Lord. So even we're involved because we believe in the second coming of Yahushua as well.
That's right.
Okay? So even you Old Testament Israelites, you're not exempt.
Kind.
Well, we don't believe in Yahushua, so If you call yourself Israel, or you identify as a follower of what they call Christ, even though they say that they're the Christian identity, okay? If that's a lesson to the Spirit of the Lord, we're not going into that, okay? We're all going to be persecuted by the so-called white man's government, man.
Yep.
Okay? These different militia groups, all right? We're all targets, okay? So,
no, I'm saying I got that. If you want me to read that little quick little.
Okay, come read it. Oh, and by the way, you can see the symbol, right? Now this is the federal, I guess it's the FBI, and I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me see if I can get it on camera real quick. All right, we can see that eagle. Now, what does the eagle go back to? That goes back to Rome.
Rome, yep, that's right.
Okay, it goes back to pagan Rome. Was Rome persecuted Israel going back to the Jewish-Roman wars, which was started by carnal Israelites, the Zealots, which you can find the history on the Zealots in certain accounts in the book of Acts. All right, when they identified Paul, which taught the truth. Paul was one of the main teachers of the Gentiles. He taught the truth to the Israelite foreigners. The Roman centurions identified him as a zealot. Okay? All right? But he wasn't a zealot. But the Romans didn't care. Okay, matter of fact, let me see if I can get that real quick. All right? They didn't care. All right? It was just, simply, let me see, just real quick. Let me see, matter of fact. All right,
I can finish off on that
Isaiah
right quick.
Yeah, come.
Okay, back in Isaiah 59:19, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord power shall lift up a standard against him.
So it's the Spirit that's going to defend us, not our guns. Okay, not our weapons, not how many men we have, not an 800 men Israelite army. That's not going to save us, man. But it's the Spirit of the Lord. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to that point.
Okay,
but give me Acts 21 and 37.
Okay, come.
Because Rome identified Paul, a teacher of Yahushua, to the Israelite foreigners. Same thing that we do. We're a teacher of Yahushua. We teach the same thing that Yahushua taught to the Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that don't know the Israel, to this very day. This is what happened to him. Okay? They didn't separate who was who. All right? And the brother going to read it. Go ahead.
This is Acts 21 and 37. And as Paul was to be led into the council, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek? Art not thou that Egyptian?
So the Roman centurion said, "Are not thou that Egyptian? Ain't you a black identity extremist?" Here it is with Hebrew Israelites, but this ain't you a black identity extremist? Ain't you a black guy that teaches against America? Okay, go ahead.
Which before these days made us an uproar.
Was you out there protesting out there, the people, no group of men on the corners, making an uproar to the people on all these videos? You know, weren't you a part of them? You know, making people bow down and kiss your feet? You know, getting into fights in the streets? Weren't you a part of them? All you black guys, you black conscious guys? This is why we tell you to the Spirit. We warn you guys in Sakari, as you became them, get away from Sarnetta, because Esau's going to use you to identify you, because it says Egyptian right now. The modern day word for Egyptian is black consciousness. But then you got Hebrew Israelites that join with Sarnetta and the so-called black conscious community. This is why we be warning you. This is biblical prophecy, man. But we're going through the history and the accounts of things that happened back then. It's going to happen again. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers.
So I'm telling you, this is prophecy. A lot of you Israelites that identify yourself, a lot of these James out here, the Lord gonna put the Spirit. A lot of people are gonna be getting killed in these last days, man. And these are gonna use that as an excuse to blame Hebrew Israelites, man. People are gonna be dying. They're gonna say, "Well, it was the Israelites killing so-called white people because they're racist. They out there, they chant racism and God is racist." Nah, they're going to blame us, man. That blame is going to hit us, man. Okay. But you know what? Like the brother read in Isaiah 59th chapter, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard. That's why Apostle said, maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, he said, when we get the power, it's going to be in Jacob's trouble. That's when we're going to get the spiritual power and be doing the miracles. Okay, we're teaching now. Okay, when we go into Isaiah the 14th chapter, you got to get it. All right, it speaks about us being fishers and then hunters. You know, so the time for us to fish is now. Then the time for us to get spiritual power and hunt. Okay, that's going to be the time when we get the power. Is going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. But for right now, we're just teaching. Okay. All right. Read it again.
Okay, This is Acts 21 and 37. It says, and
38.
Salaki, 38. Art thou not the Egyptian that which these days made us an uproar and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers?
There's thousands of Jakes out here that's like, when the white man pop off, we're going to go at him. That's not what Great Millstone teaches.
No.
That's not what we teach here as Hebrew Israelites. Because the rest of you camps, y'all are black. Y'all are black Hebrew Israelites. Zakari put in a video, he put Mormons. Matter of fact, because he was down here in Atlanta. All right? And I pointed out last week before camp. You know, before we went out, this guy, Alizar, we call him Alizé, he put out there as a Sakari, by the way, that he was somebody, Mormons versus Black Israelites, something like that. That's the false narrative that Esau wants to bring, because we believe that Esau out of Esau anyway. But guess what? Esau's still gonna get your mixed Asian ass, man. He's still gonna get you, Alazar. You're still gonna get Deacon Hakar. No matter how many, he don't care how many mixtapes you put out. Okay, strong Deacon. He don't care. He don't come from you. He gonna come from Nate. He gonna come from IGBK. He gonna come for us.
Yep.
But those of us that have faith, we're going to have a standard lifted up for us.
That's right.
Baba Kushar, can you get Habakkuk 2?
Okay, come.
Habakkuk 2 and 4? Yeah. Habakkuk 2 and 4.
Okay, come.
See, you know, the scriptures you wanted, but
Good, huh?
Spirit give you a standard.
Good.
Go on.
Good. I'm grab it right here. Okay. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him."
They're speaking about the so-called white man. Esau, Edom. These Edomites, their soul is not lifted up, right? They don't care about the scriptures. That's why they're going to group Hebrew Israelites that teach the Bible along with these other groups that's trying to do violence and do harm to the people out here. Okay? Because that's in their minds. These black country dudes, they're ready to, for something to pop off. They're not thinking in the spirit of the Lord because they don't follow the Yahweh. They don't follow the Lord. They don't follow the Bible. They don't follow the scriptures. They follow Christianity and Islam and Africanism and Pan-Africanism and Polite and something and the rest of these guys, man. They don't follow Yahweh. That's why when we go into John the 10th chapter, it says, "He that entereth by another way is nothing but a liar and a thief." Okay? But Yahweh is the good shepherd, man. And we follow Yahweh. Baba Kushai, can you get me, is that on that verse?
The last line, it says,
Okay.
"But the just shall live by his faith."
Right, the just, we're going to live by our faith.
The
water. We're going to live by our faith. We're not going to live by what Esau is, putting out there. We got guns, we got weapons. You know what I'm saying? Ask these Southside Chicagoans, man, that's out there dying 30 a week and shit. They living by their guns. And what did Yahweh Shai say? He that lives by the sword perish by the sword.
That's right.
Okay? Alright? What scripture I call for?
You didn't call for one.
You call for one? Give me, what did I mention? I'm just...
I mentioned that,
precepts going through my
just did
head.
that Hebrew, Rebecca.
Oh, John 10 and 11.
John 10 and 11. Okay, John 10. This is John 10 and 11. It says, "I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep."
Right. The good shepherd giving his life for the sheep. These guys are not giving their life for you. They sold out, man. Okay? Here it is. I was on probation for like 20 years. Now it's all of a sudden it's traveling to Atlanta, New York, California, different states. Don't be surprised you see the Sakari in Jamaica and shit. That's because Esau gave him that bag, man. So look, we'll get you off of your crimes, just do this and do that. I can't prove that. I can't prove it, but that's, you put two and two together. Alright? Put it like this, man. We believe you sold out, man. We believe you sold out. I'm going to be bold and say that. We believe you sold out. Okay?
Yep.
Alright? We're not ignorant to Satan's devices.
That's right.
Okay? You're Satan. Al-Azhar is Satan. Okay? General Yohanan, Satan. Captain Nazariak, Satan. Nathaniel Ben Israel is Satan. Okay? Y'all are Satan. Y'all are not doing by the spirit of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakwadash. The only group out there that's teaching the truth is the apostles, the great millstone, and the men under them. Straight to the point. I'm not going to say nothing else about it. That's the truth. Okay? And if you're not following them, you're off. Point blank, period. Okay?
That's right.
All right? That call for something?
No,
If not, go from there to what matter of fact, I have the scripture here. I want you to read. Well, you know what? That was in Acts 21. Let's go to Matthew 10. Matthew 10 and where we left off? What was that? Matthew chapter 10. I think 16. Because that persecution is coming, man. Matter of fact, you know what's a lot? Give me Matthew 24, then we're going to go to Matthew 10. Go to Matthew 24, because this is the prophecy. All right, I know I taught the message that this is a book of prophecy, and it is, but through the Spirit, I want to kind of build it up. But Matthew 24 and like 9.
Yep. Okay, this is Matthew 24 and verse 9. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Right. Matter of fact, read verse 8.
Verse 8, it says, and these are the beginning of sorrows.
And these are matter of fact, read verse 7.
Okay.
Read verse 7, then go down.
This is Matthew 24 and 7. For the nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
And you're seeing that now. We're seeing nations and countries and these different governments coming against each other right now to this day. U.S. versus China, Iran versus Israel, Russia versus U.S. Okay, all these, Syria and Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan, all these countries are coming against each other. All right, go ahead.
It says, and there shall be famines.
Famines, go ahead.
And pestilences.
Diseases. You got that Ebola outbreak out there in Africa. Okay, go ahead. And earthquakes. This last Friday, you had that major earthquake in Indonesia that's killed, as a video I did yesterday, over 1,400 people. And the death toll is still rising. All right, imagine what it's going to be, tomorrow morning. All right. So that's prophecy. Earthquakes in diverse places, pestilences. Go ahead.
It says, and these are the beginning of sorrows.
So all these are the beginning. We're still in the beginning
stage
of sorrows coming to this earth. Oh, Yahweh Shai kills almost 2,000 people. That's the beginning of what he's going to do, man. That's the beginning of what he's going to do. Okay? Bible Koshak, can you give me Isaiah? I believe it's Isaiah 24:1. All right.
This is Isaiah 24 and verse 1. It says, behold, the Lord power maketh the earth empty.
He does what?
Maketh the earth empty.
The Lord maketh the earth empty. Go ahead.
And maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down.
The Lord is the one that's turn all these natural disasters and killing people, making it empty of what? Of people. Go ahead.
And scattered abroad the inhabitants thereof.
Scattered people. You got people in Indonesia, in this island, okay, bodies being washed ashore over here, dying over there, getting struck by a damn volcano eruption over here, okay, getting killed by a mass shooter with an AK over here, okay. Go ahead.
And it shall be as with the people, so with the priests, and with the servants, so with the masters, and with the maid, so with the mistress, and with the buyers, so with the sellers.
That's right. So also, from top to bottom of society, all you people are going to be judged by Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Okay, so go back to
Matthew 24.
Yep.
Okay, Matthew 24, verse 8. And these are the beginning of sorrow.
So this is the beginning of sorrow with these earthquakes and disasters, man. All these things are beginning to happen. So now what's next? This is the biblical prophecy. These are the signs that Yahweh Shai told us to look for. Okay, go ahead.
It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
So that's what we're getting ready to see. We're getting ready to be delivered up to these councils now. That's the persecution of Israel. That's why they're trying to identify us with these black identity extremists. Okay? Because they're going to deliver us up to these councils. Your city council. You may have brothers being delivered up to the city council. Got to go before your mayors. and then you may have to go before your governors. Same thing may happen to Yahushua. The night Yahushua go before Herod, and then you have to go before Pilate. Then Pilate sent him back to Herod. And then what did Israel say? Crucify him, crucify him. Yep. And it said that some of them were killed. Okay? It was a video that Elder Yashua put up, I believe the day or yesterday, about how our own people will blame us. Our own people, Israelites. Okay? So-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans are going to blame us for the problems that's coming on society. Okay? They're going to blame us for the issues. Why? Because they're petty. Satan is being petty and is going to use our people to do it against us. But it happened before. Baba Kushai, real quick, can you hold that? Give me Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, verse 4. Okay.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh.
Read verse 7.
Verse 7. And the rivers run into this.
I just want to get where he say, I thought it was 4. I thought it was 7. Where it says, there's nothing doing, 9.
Verse 9.
Verse 9.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. It says, the thing that had been, it is that which shall be.
Right. So what is that thing that has been? The persecution of Israel. That's one of the things that happened in the past. Is that what shall be done? What is going to be done, because it's prophesied is going to be done again. It happened in the time of the Maccabees. It happened during the time of the Jewish-Roman Wars. It happened during the time of Yahushua being born. It happened during the time of Exodus in Egypt. So it's going to happen again in these last days.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
It says, and that which is done is that which shall be done.
That's prophecy. That which shall be done is prophecy. These things shall surely come to pass.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
And there's no new thing under the sun. So we're not dealing with something that hasn't been done before. This is why we have the examples of the scriptures to follow. All right? Go ahead.
Okay. You back in Matthew?
Yeah, back in Matthew.
Okay, Matthew 24 and verse 11. Verse 10. It says, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another.
No. Go back.
Go back up to verse 9?
Yeah,
okay, Salaki. Matthew 24, verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
And that's what's getting ready to come to pass now. It's 2018, right? It's not the year of prophecy. That has to come to pass. Us being hated for teaching this truth must come to pass. Now the means by how that comes to pass, this is why it's a card. That's why they're doing what they're doing. This is the whole reason why Captain Nazariak, we want them, but this is why the Spirit got locked in doing deals and things with Sarnetta. This is why you got Nate doing these 800-man marches around the city of Memphis. This is why that's happening. Don't be surprised, brothers. Don't be surprised when this should boost your faith. Let this because the brother Yashua, Elder Yashua did that lesson on them that are filthy, let them be. Let them be filthy, because their filthiness is bringing in a prophecy. Okay? It's bringing because them being filthy is leading on the hate that's going to come, all right, which is what we have to endure. Now, Scripture talks about us being buffeted for our faults, okay, or for things that we haven't done. We just got to take the buffet. We got to take the God. Shai got punched and slapped. He didn't do nothing wrong, but he had to stomach that. He had to eat that. You know what they say? Like, when you get hit,
take one. Yeah.
You take a punch, and then it don't fade you. You got to eat that, man. Don't let it fade your faith, man. All right, Brother Red and Habakkuk, the just shall live by their faith, man. And it's our faith that's going to get us through. Okay? So they're going to deliver us up. They're going to try and kill us, blame us, persecute us, but it's prophecy. It has to happen. But that does not mean that your reward won't be great. Okay? So read that again.
Okay. This is Matthew 24:9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Everybody's going to hate the Hebrew Israelites, man. Or as they call the black Hebrew Israelites. Alright? They all going to hate us, man. Because we're teaching against their society, their world, man. Okay? Can I get Hebrews chapter 10? Hebrews 10 and 35.
This is Hebrews 10 and 35. It says, cast not away therefore your confidence, which had great recompense of reward.
So don't cast your confidence away from you. How about John Rashad when the persecution comes, man? You've been confident in the truth for this long. The Lord going to give me spiritual power. I'm going to be doing miracles, brother. You know, there's going to be no chairs. You know, we seen all these chariot sites and stuff. Don't cast away your confidence now. This is the best time to show your confidence in the Lord, man. Okay? This is the best time to show it. All this heat coming on Israel, persecuting Hebrew Israelites. This is the best time. Now you can show your faith, man.
That's right.
Okay? There's only so much you can do to compromise and conform with this society. When it comes down to your faith, this is where you have confidence, man.
That's right.
Okay? Paul talked about glorying, nothing but glorying in Yahweh shot. I don't care about how many guns or weapons I got. Okay? And I got no guns. Alright?
That's right.
All I got is a prayer, hope, and faith.
That's right.
I pray to the Lord first that He gets me through this situation. I have faith that He's going to get me through, and I hope He get me through.
That's right.
You know? And it's through that hope that I'm a prisoner of Yahweh, and that He's going to reward me for actually having the faith that He's going to get me through. If you can understand what I'm saying.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Bible Bashar, read that again.
Okay, this is Hebrews 10 and 35. It says, cast not away therefore your confidence, which had great recompense of reward.
You're going to have a great pay on this reward, man, which is the kingdom of heaven, man. You want them galaxies? It was, I saw the other day, a picture of like, that the Hubble telescope had took, and it was like, and the caption read, billions of galaxies. And I mean, of course, it had nothing to do with the truth, but I was looking at the image, and the caption, I was like, man, I want that. I want to go to billions of galaxies. But I said, but you know what I said, no? I said, I gotta do these videos. I gotta do this. I gotta put these videos out there.
That's right.
You know, I said, I gotta do this video. I gotta work. So that's what the scripture's saying, man. You gotta do the work to receive the recompense, man. You can't reward. You know, the Lord can't reward you if you don't do nothing.
Nope.
So if you don't have faith and you don't do the work, because you show your faith through your works, then you can't receive the recompense of the great reward. Nope. Okay? So don't cast your confidence in the Lord away because of a little hell and a little persecution.
That's right.
You know, you do so much in Babylon, but once you can't do that, that's when it's like, look, I'm riding off of faith.
I'm riding that faith.
You gotta ride off of faith. Okay?
Right.
As they say, till the wheels fall.
Till the wheel fall.
Okay? And guess what? The wheels within a wheel don't fall. Okay? They shoot fast, but they don't fall.
They don't fall now.
You know, go ahead.
This is back in I read Hebrews 10 and 35. It says, cast not away therefore your confidence, which had great recompense of reward.
Which is the kingdom. Go
That's
ahead.
right. For ye have need of patience.
Need patience. Some things you gotta just take patiently. You know, you take, because it says that he that endures until the end, the same shall be saved. So patience and endurance and faith go hand in hand.
That's right.
Confidence, all that goes hand in hand.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says that after ye have done the will of the Most High,
after you have done the will of the Lord, done what you were supposed to do in righteousness, go ahead.
Ye may receive the promise.
You may receive the promise. And who's the promise given to? Okay? And when you read Romans in the 9th chapter, it speaks about the promise given to the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? That's for vocab alone and the Christians out there. It's given to the Hebrew Israelites. Pursuing the Romans in the 9th chapter. Go ahead.
It says, for yet a little while, and he that shall come
just
will
a little while.
come.
Just a little
For
while.
a little while.
Only a little while. How do we know it's only a little while? The prophecies.
Come.
The signs. Go ahead.
Come. It says, yet for a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry.
Yahushua ready to come
Come.
and get his revenge.
Come.
When you read Isaiah, the 63rd chapter, it says the day of vengeance is in his heart.
Come.
So best believe Yahushua's ready before we ready.
Come.
Okay? He gonna come, he ain't gonna wait. When that green light, he's shooting out here, with that fathership-sized chariot, man, to deliver the elect.
Come.
Okay?
You know?
Ain't
no getting.
and other chariots too, because Scripture says as birds flying.
Come.
You know, you're gonna have chariots zapping people and stuff.
Come.
You know, and the elect's gonna be delivered. The Scripture says we're gonna meet Yahweh in the air.
Come.
You know?
Come.
Go ahead.
It says, now the just shall live by faith.
There it goes again.
Come.
Go ahead.
But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him.
That's right.
But we are not of them who draw back.
Don't draw back now.
That's right.
Because the white man called you. This is what we've been hearing about since we heard the truth on YouTube from the apostles and the elders.
God.
Esau gonna come down on us. We cuss out Esau all the time. He's gonna come, bring it on. Push the button. You got all that hoorah. And now Esau bringing the persecution on you. You draw back?
Yeah,
no, embrace it.
That's right.
It's prophecy is gonna happen.
That's right.
But guess what's gonna happen? A recompense of a great reward, man. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, but we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
And we believe into the saving of the soul.
That's right.
Lord willing, I believe into the saving of the soul. But we believe that as of right now. This is why we're doing these lessons, man.
That's right.
To save your souls from what's to come. What the persecution of the black dining extremists, that's all prophecy. That's just Esau grouping us in with the rest of these niggas out here, man. But the Lord is going to defend who? His chosen, man.
That's right.
That's why he says the sheep knows his voice. That's right. And he gives his life for the sheep.
His life for the sheep. That's right.
He gave his physical life for the sheep. You don't think through the soul and spirit, the comforter. He's not going to comfort us and deliver us up. It says that he's going to come. It says, and he that will come shall come. Will come.
That's right.
He's going to come and get us, man.
That's right.
Right when you think it's all over with. That's why Paul said right here, don't cast away your confidence, man. Okay? Can we go back to Matthew 24? Oh, was there any more in that?
That was it. Yep, that was it.
Okay,
right
Matthew 24.
Right, back in Matthew 24 and back at verse 9, it says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another.
So a lot of, that gotta happen too. A lot of men, when they see this come, and they start seeing maybe either camps or brothers getting snatched up, you know what I'm saying? If that's the word of the Lord, or they start seeing these other guys like Zakar, these other groups, these Israelites getting snatched up, you know, they're gonna start getting offended, and they're gonna try to hide from the faith, man. All right, I say this even men in Great Millstone. They're gonna, you know, be offended. Oh, I didn't sign up for this. Yes, you did, because it's biblical prophecy. The brother's reading it now. Go ahead.
It says, Salaki.
That's why we read, but don't cast away your confidence. You know why? Because we believe to save your souls. So when you do have that thought, you remember now. He says in Hebrews, don't cast away my confidence in the Lord. He gonna come.
He come. Right.
So that's gonna fight. That's gonna how you cut demons. You cut demons with these precepts, man. You know. Go ahead.
It says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
You got many false prophets. That's why you got these guys set up to talk against Great Millstone. All them niggas in Milwaukee do Great Millstone this, Great Millstone that. Because they hate us, man.
Okay.
And they're betraying one another.
Okay.
They fulfilling the prophecy. Sakari, ISUBK, GOCC, IUIC. They're all set up, they're all the false prophets that set up to come against the truth. Because it's only, just like in Yahweh Shai's time, it was only one group of men that had the truth. The same thing now. There's only one group of men that has the truth, and that's Great Millstone.
Okay.
That's why I put the disclaimer up. We are not identified with any black identity extremist group. Okay?
That's right.
Or a black Hebrew Israelite group. We are
That's
the
right.
Hebrew Israelites, simply spoken about in the Holy Scriptures that the Lord said He was going to deliver.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
It says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
That's right, and because iniquity and wickedness is increasing in the earth, the love that men have one towards another is going to end. And we're seeing it now.
Yep.
Okay? And that's why our faith is what's going to get us through. Our confidence in the Lord is what's going to get us through.
That's right.
Okay? Can you jump down to around the 17th verse?
Okay. This is verse 17. It says, let him which is on the housetop come not down to take anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that have supped in those days.
Right, so when this society does collapse, because brothers been speaking about the economic collapse, you know, I spoke about earlier today. When this thing happens and the persecution in this society falls, don't worry about trying to uphold your life in this society, man.
Nope.
Look to Yahweh Shai to get you through.
That's it.
Okay? Look to Yahweh Shai, man. He's the one that's going to feed you and clothe you. That's what we pray about when you read Matthew the 6th chapter. He's going to help us out, man. He already got people, you know, like Jake talked about Herod coming in the Underground Railroad, and when certain slaves were on the road, people met him here, this checkpoint, that checkpoint. Man, no, the Lord has a spiritual Underground Railroad that's going to get the elect through in these last days.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You know, it says, verse 20, but pray ye that your fight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulations, such as not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be.
So that's what's coming. That great tribulation is coming. That persecution and that great tribulation is coming upon the world. Okay? That is going to come that has never been in the earth and nor ever will be in the earth. Because this is the last time, as the scripture says. This is the last time. These many antichrist, anti-messiahs, anti-Yahweh in the earth, that's in the truth and outside the truth, they're going to come against the elect of Israel. The men of the Lord are serving them. All right? But we are not the castaway of our confidence and our faith that we're going to be getting through it. Okay, go ahead.
It says, verse 21, it says, for then shall the great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. All right, so the elect are going to be delivered in those days. All right, so you know, the trouble and persecution is all biblical prophecy, man. It's not something that we're to fear, you know. And this is something that we're supposed to be confident in Yahweh Shai, and that He's going to save us. The scripture says that He will come. Okay? Can I get one more scripture? Isaiah 35 and 25. Okay, it's not 31 and 5.
It's Isaiah 31 and verse 5. Okay. 31 and verse 5. It says,
matter of fact, Baba Kashai, read 3.
This is Isaiah 31 and 3. Now the Egyptians are men.
That's right. These so-called white people, Esau's government, they're men. They're men, man. There's nothing to be afraid of. They're men just like women.
That's right.
We're men in the Lord. So
That's
there's a distinction. Go ahead.
And not the Most High.
Go ahead.
And their horses' flesh,
the chariots, their weapons, their weaponry, their arsenal, the drones. Go ahead.
And not spirit.
And not spirit. So that shows you that the spirit is stronger than the chariots and the weapons they got. Go ahead.
It says, when the Lord power shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is helped shall fall down, and they all shall fail together.
So whoever this is when they try to come, they try to get us, and they try to have the troops and all that, and government, and even other countries try to help them persecute us. They all y'all gonna fall together.
That's right. That's right.
All y'all gonna fall. Esau, you gonna fall. The so-called Chinese gonna fall. The North Koreans, Iran, Russia, y'all all gonna fall.
That's right.
Okay, touching the apple of the Lord's eye, which is the Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, For thus had the Lord power spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey.
So just like the young lion and the lion roaring on his prey. Go ahead.
When a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him.
Now we read about the false shepherds and the false prophets and stuff.
That's right.
When you come against them, go ahead.
He would not be afraid of their voice.
We're not going to be afraid of your legislation, your voice. We're not afraid of what you have to come, man. We don't care. Okay? Go ahead.
Nor abase himself for the noise of them.
We're not going to base and be humble and, oh no, we're still no, man. As Scripture says that the righteous, was it Proverbs 28 and 8? No, Proverbs 28 and 1. The righteous are as bold as a lion, man. And the wicked flee when no man pursue it. Go ahead. So
shall the Lord power of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill.
Wait, read that again.
It says, so shall the Lord power of hosts come down to
so
fight.
So the Lord come down, Yahweh is going to come down and fight. And go ahead.
And fight for Mount Zion.
And fight for Mount Zion, the elect of Israel. Go ahead.
And for the hill thereof. As birds flying, so shall the Lord power defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it.
Defending also, he will deliver it. So Esau, Rothschild, Rockefeller, y'all can persecute us. Group is all in the one black identity extremist group. It don't matter, man. It don't matter, man. Yahweh Shai is going to defend and deliver us, man.
That's right.
Okay? And there's many more scriptures, one that came into mind, Acts 5. Let these men alone for they fight against the Lord. But with that, we're going to end it. All right? We're going to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone that rule well. Hey, cast not away thy confidence in Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Don't worry about the persecution to come. It's all biblical prophecy.
That's right.
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai will defend and deliver us.
That's right.
Shalom.
Shalom.